Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to Kindred Stamps, where we are doing a design team project today using Little Town. Little Town has to be one of my favorite Kindred Stamps stamp set. I am so excited to use it. Very, very, very fun. Okay, so I have chosen out the beast-like person and the princess, and they're going to be the star of my show today. But I did want to stamp these out, and I stamped this out a few times so that my kids could color them. They were begging me to color these. So I just used some Bristol, no, I think I'm using 80-pound cardstock on these, and some VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. I don't quite recall. Let's just watch what I do, and I will be able to do my commentary as we figure this out together. Okay, I am probably going to use this on Bristol Smooth because I think I'm going to use Arteza markers. Oh, I remember. Yeah, I actually, listen, side note, you should all be very proud of me. I have been working ahead. I am ahead of schedule. That is because my new job, I want to make sure that I am not distracted. So that is why, as I'm watching this with you, I don't recall what I did. So please forgive. Okay, it's all coming back to me now. I am using some watercolor cardstock because I'm using watercolored pencils from Inktense. Now, I don't think I've used these in eons. Don't know how long an eon is, but for me, it's got to be probably like a year and a half, maybe more. I think I was in Florida the last time I used these pencils. But they're awesome. Watch this. So you could see me put down just a little bit of color with the Inktense colored pencil, and then you go in with a water brush and you just fill it out and you color it in just like I would with an Arteza Real Brush pen or a Zig. It's the same concept, except you probably need a little bit less ink or a less colored pencil. But I will tell you, I showed you in the beginning, I swatched those out. You're going to have to swatch these out because the lead on the end of the pencil does not match what's coming out. That's why I had to refer to my swatch every single time I was about to put color down onto the images. Now the end result of my two images that I used for the card, the coloring is very, I like to say it's fair, it's pastel-y, or it's a little bit, it's not bold, it's not very bright or dark. You can get that look if you do multiple layers of the color. You just want to make sure it's dried before you go back in with some more colored pencil. And you want to make sure with the colored pencils that you're using that you don't push too hard and get really harsh lines on your watercolor cardstock, because it's going to be harder to blend that out with your water brush. So you want to kind of keep your hand really light, almost like when the pencil comes out it looks like a crayon instead of the colored pencil like we would do with Prismacolor. With Prismacolor you kind of build up your layers and they get, you know, darker and deeper as you go. But with this you want it to look very crayon-y when you're putting it down, okay? And that's going to help pull that out and blend it out, because this is a watercolor medium essentially, and so that's how we're going to treat it. So her face looks a little bit yellowish there. I don't know if I lightened that up, but I was going for more of a tan look, but the color choices that I have with the set that I have, I don't think that it had a very good light-skinned or fair-skinned tone. So that's the best that I could do. Okay, for this guy over here, I'm going to pull out a few different shades of brown just to kind of give his look some variance. Now her hair right now is looking gray, and so I go back in and I'm going to fix that because I think that gray color is beautiful actually, but it's not what I was going for her. So you can kind of see me just putting down that really light hand, going back in, adding my water, and it's just magical the way that this actually comes out. I love these pencils, and every time I neglect a medium and then I pick it up again, I'm like, why have I neglected you so? I don't understand. But that is because I think I probably have too much. So I was thinking about my craft supplies the other day, and I will share with you, I have, for me, the most perfect analogy of how I get stumped creatively sometimes when I sit down to do a project, because lately I've been kind of back and forth with my creative mojo. It is like when you sit down and you're like, listen, it's movie night, I'm excited, I am going to have my popcorn, I'm going to pick out the best movie, let's do this. And you turn on Netflix and you look at all the choices, and all of a sudden you want to crawl up into a hole and say, someone choose for me. And it's exactly like that. I have such a difficult time choosing a movie on Netflix. 2 parts. 1, because there's just too many dang choices. Like my mom always says, give me 3 choices in something and I can make a decision. Number 2, because I really care about what my husband wants to watch. So when you're super caring about the other people around you, it makes it even more difficult, because now you have to figure out, what would I want to watch? And then what would he want to watch? When truth be told, I don't think he really gives a rat's patootie what I put on. That is self-inflicted. That's all me. But that is the analogy I can use for when I sit down to do some crafting. Sometimes I just have too much. And I appreciate when I am assigned a project and someone says, I need you to use these projects or these products, use them, go, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm in a box, right? Which is so, like, not how we want to feel when we are creative. We don't want to be in a box. But I think maybe someone out there understands what I'm trying to say. I don't know. Let me know if you understand what I'm picking up, what I'm putting down. So I've colored in. I've done a couple layers with my clothes there. I know with his suit, I went back over it a couple times. And then I'm going to fussy cut those out. So I had this pattern paper laying around in my stash. It was actually from a holiday set. And then I have this Spellbinders die. It's like a lantern, or I'm going to use it as a chandelier. And I'm going to pull out my precision base plate here because it is a thinlet with very, very detailed, intricate parts. And I am going to run this through with Concord and 9th glitter cardstock. I can speak for Concord and 9th glitter cardstock because it is amazing. It cuts so well, like a dream. So I'm going to run that through, and then I'm going to pull this out. Now this lantern is from the China dies that came out recently. I did a video on that too. But it's very, very intricate. So there's a couple tools that help. The precision base plate is just genius. And then also this roller tool right here is going to help. If it's stuck inside your die itself, that's going to be really helpful. But mine wasn't. And you want to be careful if you use that roller over your actual cardstock image, because you don't want to bend it or, you know, cause any rifts in it. So I just take a pokey tool and get rid of all those innards, and that is going to be my chandelier here that I'm going to be using. And I am going to use this new liquid adhesive that I got in a spray bottle. I am loving it. I can use it indoors. It's not as harsh as the other spray adhesive that you have to take outdoors, the Elmer's aerosol. This is just a spray can, just like we would use a spray bottle of water. And I'm going to spray that down and place it on my project. Let me tell you how much time that saved me. That was 3 squirts, boom, on the project, donezo. So happy to use that stuff. I really, really like it. And it stuck beautifully. So I'm going to put that down, and then I'm going to take my 2 images, and I'm not going to do anything else with this. Like, there's no sentiment here on the front. I'm actually just going to leave as is because I didn't feel like I had a lot of real estate on the front to work with. So I'm going to pop up my images, and they are going to just sit at the bottom as if they are at some sort of a ball and potentially about to dance with one another. So that is how I'm doing the front panel of this card. Now, on the inside of the card, I'm actually going to finish the inside. So I score my 110-pound card base, and I'm going to use my Teflon bone folder there to get that nice and creased. Using some Nuvo glue, I'm going to place this down onto my card base, and it's the same size, the A2 size, so I just have to line it up and press it down, and it's beautifully stuck. On the inside, I have stamped out "Happy Birthday, You Beautiful Beast," and then I'm going to stamp out the beast right over him. Now he's a little dark, this stamp that I used, the color I chose, so maybe some second generation stamping would have been even better to almost make it look like a watermark. But that'll do it. That's it for this card. Very easy, clean, and simple card. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, for crafting with us. Don't forget to head over to Kindred Stamps. Awesome release that has just come out. This is so much fun. I know you guys are going to have just as much fun with me playing with this stuff. I'll link everything we used below. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.